Good day students, my name is Dr. Pavithra. I am from Department of Honors and today I am going to take the topic relating to nature and principles of public finance. Now, what is public finance? Let's see. Public finance is basically one that deals with the income and expenditures or your receipts and payments of your government. Okay, the income of your government is raised through revenue. So the expenditure is made through the activities of your community, such as all kinds of expenses and economic development your country goes through. It deals with that. So it also deals with the problems of adjustments of income and expenditures of the government. According to Adam Smith, public finance is an investigation into the nature and principles of state revenue and expenditure. Okay. Now we are moving on to the topic, which is your nature of public finance. Public finance is nothing but as it deals with income and expenditure, the nature of public finance is of two types. One is science, the other is arts. In science, what it deals is that it is a systematical study relating to your revenue and your expenditure of the government. It basically is concerned with definite and limited fields of human knowledge. It is done through systematic data. It is collected with various causal relationship between your revenue and your expenditure and how the government revenue is relating to that. Okay, it is done through empirical study method and scientific methods are used. Next is public finance is an arts. In the words of J.N. Keynes, arts is the application of knowledge for achieving definite objectives. For example, your fiscal policy, which is an important instrument of your public finance, makes use of the government knowledge, revenue and expenditure to have achieved the objectives of the employment and economical qualities and economic development and your price stability, etc. For this, that is to achieve these objectives of the economy, the tax is levied at a progressive rate. Since every tax is likely to be opposed and it becomes essential to plan your correct timing and their volume, the process of levying tax is certainly considered as an art. That's why your public finance is known as an art and also as a science. Next, we are going to see about principles of public finance. Now, there are four principles relating to public finance. One is minimum taxation. The next is your minimum collection of sacrifice. Third is your principle of economy, and fourth is your maximum social advantage. In minimum taxation, what we learn is that it is according to the French economics, JB say, he says that the best financial management is that the government expenditure is almost negligible. Likewise, the best tax is the tax which imposes the least burden on the people. Like the minimum the amount of tax you levy on the people, the better it is for the economy. Okay. But as government expenditure is no longer considered useless, it includes various expenditure on necessities like your health care, education, industry and agriculture, etc. For all these kinds, minimum taxation should be levied. Next is the principles of minimum collection sacrifice. This principle suggests that the government should divide its burden of expenditure on different sectors to minimize the tax burden on the public. It also says that this has been absolute in the modern times, as the government has expenditure of the government has widened over time due to the inclusive of various activities. The principle too has widened. The government needs to divide its expenditures largely into different sectors to cover all the kinds of different expenditures involved in your public funds. Next is your principle of economy. In principle of economy, according to this principle, it was believed that the government is less considerate towards its expenditure in comparison to an individual. Most of the government expenditures were considered to be useless and not necessary. Hence, it is essential for the government to consider the principles of your economy while doing this. Okay. So, in As your government expenditure is no longer considered as useless for agricultural and industries and your education, healthcare, etc., it cannot be said that for each of these different fields that individual persons who take care of such things also manage their finances and expenditures carefully. Okay, so there's a possibility of carelessness from the ends of the individuals too. So it is important to manage the principles of your economy. Next is the principles of maximum social advantage. A well-known British economist, Hugh Dalton, gave this principle by saying that the system of public finance is the best when it secures maximum advantage to the community. The fiscal operations of the state should therefore determine the principle of maximum social advantage. The state should also keep in this principle when raising your revenue or incurring expenses on your various heads. The taxation normally involves the social burden, so it is considered as a social sacrifice made by the task groups of your community. Okay. The public expenditure confers benefits on these sectors to whom it is incurred, and so it is considered as a social benefit from public expenditures. Okay. In this, sorry, stuck, continue. Okay, it's already so later. Next, so in this table you have to note that your net social advantage shall be maximum only at the point where the social sacrifice equals your social benefits. That is, as you can see in this table, for the fifth point, the point of maximum social advantage has reached as for your marginal social sacrifice and for your marginal social benefit. The point is 50 for both of them. In this, as you see in the graph, the point intersects with your social benefits and also your social sacrifice. The unity of the money taxed and your spent should meet at that point P. So as such, your maximum social advantage will be reached. So for this, the end note of this is that mostly government needs to take care of all these principles while they are managing their expenses, like your public funds, your economic development, your price stability. All of each and everything should be managed in this proper principle ways and according to the rules it implies. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for joining me. Thank you.